I gotta tell you, Cal, this knife set.
It's crazy.
I don't know how many hundreds of thousands we have sold here at HSN.
How beautiful.
But I don't know if it's ever been under $20,
I don't think
my
so.
friend. At $17.95. Here's the thing. You're not choosing which knife. You're getting this entire 14-piece set along with the shears at this great value. Okay, so Cal, you've used a lot of knives out there. You are ripping through this pineapple and no problem.
Well, it's Cuisinart, first of all. So you know that the name is there for a lifetime, basically. You trust Cuisinart. These are knives that are sharpened on both sides. I call them like that middleweight knife. So I get a little intimidated by the heavier, really expensive knives.
Me too.
Because they're heavy for me. And I'm not amazing with knives, right? It's like average. I'd give myself like a 6 out of 10. So I don't want those really heavy duty knives. They make me nervous. But now these are that middleweight Cuisinart quality lifetime warranty, by the way.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, lifetime warranty knives. They're beautiful, but you'll get it and you'll go, oh, I see what she's saying. It's not overly heavy. It's not chintzy feeling, right? It's that perfect middleweight with our comfort grip handle, sharpened on both sides. You get the entire set, plus you're getting the sheaths. So if you're somebody like me who does not keep your knives in a knife block, because I've got the kiddos, so I can't keep knives out, you know, in the open. All my knives go in a drawer. I can just throw them in a drawer without worrying that they're going to bang into each other because each one comes with that sheath. So,
included.
Included. You're you're getting the chef's knife, which I'm using here. You're getting the Santoku knife. You're getting our carving knife and our slicing blade. You're getting our utility knife or our bread knife. You're getting our paring knife. I'm going to go over each one of these. And you're getting the shears.
Right, to go along with it. And you just choose. We should just real quickly mention that if we can, Kelly, because we have a pastel color combination. We have it in the white. Yep. And then we have the jewel tones, right?
So here's the pastels. I think that's what they're called online. If you don't want the shimmer. So these are pastels. Then here's our white-handled shimmer.
Love that.
Iridescent, I think they're called. They're stunning. Each one of them has that iridescent blade with the white handle. And then, are we calling these jewel tones?
Jewel tone.
Jewel tones.
I forgot you're getting the cutting boards, too.
Yeah, that's right. And you get
two
the two cutting boards.
And they have that non-stick grip on it.
Yes, they have a non-stick grip. And my favorite part about the cutting boards, you can dishwash these because they're plastic. So wooden cutting boards, you know, I always feel like they're a little unsanitary.
Yes.
But they also have the little reservoir for any of your meats. So that juice will drip into that reservoir and not on your countertop. You're getting both the cutting boards.
Did I mention at $17.95, all 14 pieces, including, I mean, what do you pay for a great pair of just regular scissors,
just
right?
Shears, about $20.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting all of
you're getting every
lifetime
piece.
warranty.
Yep.
And I don't even know if you sell this, Cal, with FlexPay, it's like under $6 to get these at home.
I would say maybe if you're interested in at all saving for the holidays, get a couple sets.
Get gifts.
Yeah, get
gifts. Or, you know, sometimes we forget, right? If your knives aren't, you know, good and sharp, it'll affect. I mean, you can, it really does affect, it's dangerous.
They say that the #1 danger in the kitchen is a dull knife. So maybe your knives were handed down to you, you know, from grandma or from mom, and they're 10, 15, 12, you know, years old, and you haven't upgraded. Now's the chance, and you don't need, you know, to take out another mortgage, you know, to upgrade. You know, I just give that as an example with this grape, right? So this is the paring knife, and this is not a dull knife. It comes incredibly sharp. You can see there, I literally made a contact lens out of a grape. So if you wanted to, you have that kind of flexibility in terms of the sharpness, and that is actually safer than a dull knife.
100%.
Because with a dull knife, you're applying pressure, and that's when you start to slip. And if you don't have your fingers tucked, guess what? That's when you get cut. It's getting cut.
100%.
So you do want that really, really sharp tip on your knife. So this is the paring knife. I use this one all the time to cut up fruit for my kids, hard-boiled eggs, whatever it is. You know what you're using each knife for. I reach for that one at all times. So incredibly sharp, that middle weight, and then of course that comfort grip handle. And then my favorite part is the fact that they come in colors.
I do, exactly, I know.
Jewelry for the kitchen.
Jewelry, it is jewelry for the kitchen.
Yes.
It absolutely is. I'm not sure which one's the most popular, but I know since we've introduced them here at HSN, even at the original price at $29.95, you're getting all 14 pieces, a lifetime warranty, and a name that you can trust. Cuisinart. Are you kidding? We have sold hundreds of thousands. So today's that day. It's our super summer sale.
Grab them now before they're gone. I went right through that avocado pit. I know you normally wouldn't do that, but it's something I just like to showcase. You know, you saw me just give it a little nudge with the bottom of my hand. So this is the Santoku knife. It's great for cutting fruits with sort of the tougher skins, for cutting any kind of a hard cheese or maybe a piece of sausage for a charcuterie board. You know, when you use that Santoku, everything, you know, at the next slice just sort of falls away. And that's what you want with a really good Santoku knife. Nothing's gonna stick onto it just based on the way that it's made. So again, sharpened on both sides, middle weight, you know, comfort grip handle, and then of course you're getting each piece. So that's only the second knife. I've only gone over 2 of the knives you're getting.
And they're all included. And you can self-sharpen these as well, correct?
If you have a sharpening tool, you can self-sharpen these. So these are sharpenable. All the different colors are sharpenable as well.
And you don't have to worry about that. The jewel tone, the pastel, the white that has that kind of almost iridescent. I love that on the actual blade.
I know, isn't that
That's
beautiful?
fun.
It's stunning. So, you know, whether you're really fast in the kitchen or you're a little bit slower like me, you're gonna get a knife for every occasion, whether you're cooking for salads or if you got the juicer and you're gonna start cutting up cucumber, beets, tomato, you know, ginger, all those harder fruits and vegetables, you want a good knife set. And again, grab it for a gift because it does have a lifetime warranty.
You know, I was just saying when we were previewing this, my producer, Jen, who's producing us today, she said, Lynn, I ordered this because she's moving. And she said, I couldn't believe the value. And she went and, you know, she wanted to actually come out and try it. And she's like, my goodness, they're amazing.
They're amazing.
And you can't find this anywhere else, only right here at HSN, even at $29.95. So it's $17.95, reduced shipping and handling. I didn't even realize that.
You're not
also
lying.
included.
That's crazy.
But your kitchen shears, you'd be amazed how much you use them, right, Cal?
I use my kitchen shears more often than my knives, to be honest with you. I actually have a couple of sets of the Cuisinart kitchen shears, because at one time we had a kitchen shear set, and I just was like, I reach for them all the time. So whether it's just fresh herbs that you're popping into a recipe or a salad, you can see just how effortless that is. Maybe you have a garden, right? And you are gonna take these outside to, you know, harvest your basil, your tomatoes, your eggplant, whatever the case is, you have those shears. But I also still cut up some of the fruits. So if you've got kids or grandkids, you know, they do say the #1 choking hazard for little ones is grapes and hot dogs. So if you're still cutting grapes and hot dogs, you know, grab the kitchen shears. They're also great for pizza. People think I'm crazy, but when my pizza comes out of the oven bubbly and hot, I can't run a knife through it, right? The cheese melts everywhere. You just quickly run your shears all the way across the pizza and you have these perfect pizza slices.
I would never think about it. I love that already. Looks like white is most popular. Your best way to get through right now is scan that QR scan. We're very, very busy. No wonder, $17.95, lifetime limited warranty, comes along with every single one of them. And there's 14 pieces, and we just welcomed in 100 first-time shoppers, so thank you.
Yeah, lifetime warranty to me is like crazy. I think I got like
who offers anything lifetime warranty?
I got like a 2-year warranty on my car, which is still very frustrating because I paid way more than $18 for my car. But I'll tell you, Cuisinart stands behind their product. And you know that. You probably have something Cuisinart in your home, so you know how high quality it is. This is what we call the utility knife. And we don't call it a bread knife because it does more than just bread, but it does bread really well. So we do a lot of croissants in my home, and this one is the one you don't want to sharpen. Okay, so it does have the serrated blade, so we'll leave that one out of the sharpener. And then I love using it for bread, right? So it just glides through, you know, something that's easy to puncture, that would easily squish with a traditional knife. You're gonna use that for your croissants, for your fresh homemade sourdough.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people are doing that as well. So use that for your bread, but it's also great for limes, for lemons, even for tomatoes, anything with a little bit of a tougher skin that's harder to get through. Those little teeth, they just grab and go right through, you know, sort of that tough skin.
Without slipping,
slipping.
which is nice.
Again, you know, we get a lot of chefs on here and they're fabulous, but I always look at that and go, well, I can't cut like a chef.
I know.
I can't do that. I just don't have the skills. So I'm just your average mom with a knife.
And I think most of us are, you know,
I do too, yeah. So for me, not having the really heavy, you know, I'm sure they're great knives, the $100 a knife, but I just feel uncomfortable with them.
Yeah,
so to have this middle weight.
Absolutely, that's what I said, as gifts or something that you don't have to be intimidated, but you know that you also have that background or that backing of a lifetime warranty that comes with it. That looks like an amazing mozzarella and tomato sandwich, I gotta tell you, Cal.
Where's the vinaigrette?
You know what, they were just saying, they just showed up on the screen close to, I was gonna say close to 7,000, well over 7,000 have been selected, and certainly for good reason. reason. And if you're just tuning in, we'll go through everything that you're receiving because you're not just choosing one knife here, which is pretty outrageous. You're going to get the 8-inch chef knife, the 8-inch slicing knife, the 7-inch Santoku knife. You're going to receive the 5-inch serrated knife and the 3.5 paring knife that you've been showing us all throughout. But there's more. You're going to receive 2 of the cutting boards that are non-slip. You're getting the shears as well. So everything that you need for $5.98 on Flex, babe.
If you want to just go through your knife drawer and either like dump some of them in the trash bin, okay, or you know, you can gift them away or donate them if they're still in pretty good condition. This will replace pretty much all of your knives. So this really could be a replacement of what you have in the kitchen, and I will tell you, even the carving knife is fabulous. So even for the, you know, the holiday ham or the Thanksgiving turkey, you can see here we're just using it just on a regular rotisserie, but you can, it just glides right through your proteins as well. So at the end of the day, you have every knife that you need to get started and get going again with these beautiful Cuisinart knives.
And you can slice it thin, you can slice it thick, whatever your, you know, whatever your preference is. So simple and so easy. Only choice here. And the cutting board, right? And they're 2 different sizes, right?
Yeah, so you're actually getting a small and a large cutting board, and the cutting boards match back to the knife set. So maybe this is a gift. I will say they're all pretty gender friendly. If you're getting it for a male, this one probably,
the dual tone,
the dual tones, those bold tones.
I can see them out in the barbecue, you know, with your big chef knife there.
Absolutely. So you're getting the chef's knife, you're getting the slicing knife or the carving blade or a protein knife, you're getting the Santoku, you're getting the shears, the utility knife, the 3.5-inch paring blade, and then you're also getting 2 cutting boards.
Unreal. All for $17.95. So that is just fantastic.
Summer savings, right?
You say it's all about summer savings. You bet, Kelly. Thank you so
for
much.
having me. It was
so good to see you as well. I love it.
soon.
I said, how are the babies? She goes, Lynn, they're 5 and 11 now.
I still call them babies.
I know. I remember both.
I was pregnant here. Yes, they're baby babies.
Oh, good for you.
We'll
okay,
see you soon.
We will. All right, we're going to talk your nanas.